Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Before we get started here, I just wanted to give a big thanks to all you who've liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate the support, and I'm looking forward to providing you with great content in the future to help you make money in the reselling world. So having said the sappy stuff and gotten that out of the way, let's get started here today. Today we're going to be talking about Nintendo 64 games. These are very, very popular. A lot of people might already know about them, but this video is going to be aimed towards beginners that might just be getting started, or you might just be a familiar reseller and you haven't really delved into the video game world. So I'll provide a helping hand for you and give you some of the values of these and show you what to look out for when you're out there scouting. These Nintendo 64 games are pretty common. I mean, it's a really popular system. You can find them on Craigslist all the time. I'm sure if you search your local Craigslist right now, you'll see Nintendo 64 games for sale. They have them at thrift stores, Goodwills, Savers, any thrift store you can imagine. They usually get these consoles traded in. A lot of people have them just locked away in their closets and they donate them, and they're really big at garage sales as well. So these are going to be fairly common. I just want to walk you through the top 10 that you want to look out for. These games are all easily available. I picked these not based on the rarity of the game. There's games out there you can pick up for hundreds. I mean, you can sell for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but you're not going to find them every day. I'm focusing more on the games that are more reliable finds. Most video game collections will contain them, and you'll be able to make a nice profit. Because after all, this is a business, and you can't really run a business if you can't find the product. So the video rare ones are cool, but let's focus on the ones that we're actually going to find and we can make some money on. The first one I got here is Super Mario 64. This is a great game. I don't know if any of you have ever played it or not. This is a great game, which explains why it's so popular. But it's also a dime a dozen. I mean, this game is a staple in any Nintendo 64 collection. I think every kid on the planet when the 64 came out had this game. It was heavily marketed, heavily sold. If I had to make a guess, I think this was probably the most produced game for Nintendo 64. So it was wildly popular. So you can find this all over the place. And odds are, if you're looking at 64 games, you're going to find this game. This game has a market value of about 35 bucks. You can find it cheaper online if you run it on auction. You can see this one is acceptable. It went for 24. But the market value on this is about 35. This is before fees and just the cartridge by itself. If you have the instructions and the original box, which tend to get lost or damaged, you can actually command a higher price. But you can find these all day for 10 bucks on Craigslist, where at least where I am, and you can flip them for a nice profit. Like I said, 35 bucks. These things sell like hotcakes, as well as all the Nintendo 64 games during Christmas as well. So there's great to pick up. The next three are actually all in one series. These are the Mario Party series. This is another great series to look for. I'll go ahead and outline it right here. You got Mario Party. This is the first one. This is the second one right here. As you can see Mario wearing a little cowboy hat, looking like one of the village people. And then we got the third one right here. Now, the first one and the second one are a little bit easier to find. The reason I included the third one is because a lot of people own the sets. I mean, this is a wildly popular game, the Mario Party series. They're still making them today for the current consoles. So the third one is a little bit harder to find, but you'll typically, if you do find it, you'll find it with the other two because people collected all three of them. The third one's worth about $70 plus in the condition that I'm showing it to you in, cartridge only, and the second is about 50 and the first one's about 45. So these games are no joke. You're talking about almost $50 a pop, and the third one being more than that. And obviously, the better the condition, the more you're going to sell them for, and the higher you got it priced, obviously, the longer it'll take. But if you have one in really primo condition like this, you should be able to command top dollar for it. So moving on, the next one is Mario Kart. A lot of you might be familiar with this game. They're still producing it on the newer consoles. Let me go ahead and scroll down here and zoom in. Oops. All right, right here, Mario Kart, great game. Again, this game is out there in such abundance. It was such a popular game on the console. You could find it almost in every collection. You're talking $45 market value on this one all day, every day. Great game, great sales rank, just great popularity. You can find this all day, like I said, and it's something definitely to look out for because you'll make a lot of money on this. This next one we have right here, this is James Bond 007 GoldenEye. This isn't as big of a profit, but again, this is abundance. This was the most popular shooter on the console at the time. This kind of revolutionized LAN parties. People would come over to people's houses and play this. A lot of good memories. People still want to, relive the glory days, and they'll buy this game. This one only has a market value of about 25 bucks. But again, this is a staple of almost every Nintendo 64 collection. So you're going to be out there. You're going to be finding a lot of this one. And as long as the price is right, you should go ahead and pick it up. It's a good one. Next one we have is in the Legend of Zelda series. This is Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Out of the two Legend of Zelda games on the Nintendo 64, this one's a little bit harder to find. It wasn't as popular as the other one. It's still a good game, but it wasn't as popular. This is the regular label version. There's also a version where the label is holographic as well. Market value is about the same. I mean, some people say one is rarer than the other, but it's about the same for market value. This is a gold cartridge. Um, I'm not sure if they made this in just the regular standard cartridge. I think the Majora's Mask ones mostly come in the gold cartridge. I could be wrong about that, but I've only seen them lately in the gold cartridge. I can't remember if they have the other way. But this is a great game to pick up. Market value on this is about 60 bucks. Next one is Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This game is wildly popular. You'll find this a lot. It's actually worth a little bit less, I think, because of how many copies are just out there. This game is, not a lower value because of lack of popularity. It's just the sheer abundance of them in circulation. This is the gold cartridge version. There's actually, it's very common to find the gray one. So if you don't find the gold one, don't worry, because this is, I believe, the collector's edition of the game. Was the gold cartridge, and I think with Majora's Mask they just made it gold because it was so popular in the collector's edition. But like I said, this one's actually worth a little bit more if you find the gold version. So it's a little bit more desirable. So keep an eye out for that. The value on this, depending on you have the collector's edition, this one or the standard gray version, can be anywhere from 30 to 40 bucks. So like not as much as Majora's Mask, but still lots of room for profit. Even if you're paying $20 for most of these games that I say, I mean they sell so fast, you're gonna be in, you're gonna at least double your money. The next one is Donkey Kong 64. The reason this one's so popular is because the Nintendo 64 actually released something called the expansion pack, and this was one of the first games that actually required it. So a lot of people who bought the expansion pack bought Donkey Kong 64 to play on it. So it's a really fun game as well, so don't get me wrong. It is really fun, but go ahead and look out for this one. This is only about a market value of 25 bucks, but a lot of people own this one, especially if their console had a expansion pack in it. So you'll find this one a lot. The last and 10th game right here we're looking at is Super Smash Brothers. I have to admit I had a personal addiction to this game. This game is so fun. They have newer versions of this game, and you can get it on the newer console, the old version on the new consoles, but people still want to collect this old version, the nostalgia's sake, play it on the old system. This one has a market value of about 55 bucks. Great game, wildly popular. If you get a good price on this, $20 or less, I mean, I'd buy it all day, every day in the condition that I'm showing you in right now. But this is just phenomenal find. You'll find these a lot too because this was actually one of the most popular games on the system. Most of these that I've shown you today are some of the most popular games on the system, and they're going to be a lot easier for you to find. And nothing I told you today is worth under 25 bucks. Most of them are more in the $40 to $50 range, and some of them are even higher. Remember too, these were all cartridge values, so if you are out there scouting and you do find these with the original manuals in the boxes, you're definitely going to want to charge a premium for that. I mean, just for like the original Mario parties in their box, you can get a really good price on those if you have the original box and manual. So keep on picking, guys. I'll have a couple more videos detailing more games that you can go ahead and look for and make a good profit on. This is just the first video in the Nintendo 64 series. I'll release a couple extra videos telling you a couple other ones too. I appreciate you guys watching. If you do like the videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.